All right, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's Coach Michael Burt. Hope you're off to a great start. It's Thursday. I'm headed out to the lodge today to do a big virtual event on how to create million dollar events through a $1 million event method. And before I head out there, I just wanted to come to you and share a few messages. I've been in Philadelphia the last couple of days coaching one of the top reinvention specialists in the United States, both physical and mental, and also a trainer to NBA players. And it's a great trip up to Philly. And, you know, when I go away and I come back, I have new thoughts. All right. I'm transformed by the thoughts. And one of the things I was thinking last night, as you saw us kind of release this merchandise line, is pivoting an aiming point. Okay. Pete O'Neill, an aiming point is a Price Pritchett term. You guys know I'm going to be doing a big program with Price Pritchett in 2025. And he's a psychologist. He wrote the Quantum Leap Strategy. He wrote Lucky You. He sold 14 million copies of the books. And he talks about an aiming point. I would have called this the B goal. And the aiming point is where you steer all of your energy toward. And if you are currently steering all of your energy towards something, and that something is not working, you can actually pivot where you choose to spend the energy toward. You're going on about life, and it's good, and it's not bad, but maybe it's hard over here. Maybe the economy is stuck over here. Maybe people are not buying over here. Maybe people are doing this. You can actually pivot the aiming point to go, I'm going to use the same skill that I've been using over here, and I'm going to aim it over there. Okay? And I'm going to change the aiming point. This is what makes it really hard for people to experience quantum leaps, because they get so fixated in their thoughts that they're just going in the same direction. But guess what? That direction is not working. And when that direction is not working, you got a couple choices, man. You can continue to stay in the same path and continue to use all of your energy toward that aiming point, or Beth Manning, you can change the aiming point. So if you follow me, you see me make pivots, and I'm not changing my primary skill. I'm just finding bigger vehicles to place the skill in. So this year, I've done multifamily deal, $48 million multifamily deal in Kentucky that I was a general partner on. I got involved in a publicly traded company that I'm on the board of directors for called Healthcare Integrated Technologies. We're getting into new places, right? Greatness factories, confidence factories for kids, which are licensing plays. It's like, okay, these are big opportunities. And we can be fixated on this opportunity, or we can say, over here is a bigger opportunity than over here. Okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. And that's why I'm saying choose your aiming point wisely. Because once you have the aiming point, it's like, now I'm moving in this direction. Okay? Because sometimes there's an opportunity that comes along in your life. When you read Pritchett's book called Lucky You, he talks about the way you improve your luck is say yes to a big opportunity that lands in your lap. Say yes to a potential partnership with someone. Be open to new possibilities. Although you may have been fixated, what's up, Matthew Hyde, for a long time in one area, if that area you're like, man, this is hard to maneuver for whatever reasons, economic forces, like I study economic trends, I study economic cycles, I study commoditization. And then I step back and I go, man, this is a hard place to win over here. Let's pivot from that place to this place. Let's use the same skill, the same talent, the same prey drive, the same energy, but let's pursue this level 10 opportunity. Let's move toward this aiming point. So I would just encourage you that a tweak, so it's like an airplane, 89% of the time it's not on the exact course it was supposed to be on. Why? Tailwinds, weather, it has a course that it's going, but almost 90% of the time it kind of pivots to make adjustments. And I would encourage you, good morning, Amanda. I would encourage you to be open to anything and closed off to nothing. And if you need to change the aiming point, change the aiming point. Don't be fixated on it's got to be like this. and we got to do it this way. If this way is not working and you've seen a demonstrated capacity and you stayed in that area for whatever reason, step back, look at the skill and look at the problem you want to solve. And then change the direction of the aiming point. I like the concept of an aiming point. For me, Justin Mosley, it's like A to B. I pivoted my aiming point many times in life to go toward a problem, Ben Berg. It's like, this is a problem and this is a skill. And I go, I think we could solve that problem. I think, what if we did it this way versus that way? So the purpose of this morning's session is to get you thinking, what is the aiming point for you? And do you need to pivot the aiming point to something else? Because maybe what you're doing is working. Maybe it's only working to a point. That's when I wrote the new book that's coming out, Steve Miller, which should be out in the next couple weeks, 8-figure skills stuck in 6-figure vehicles. You don't have a skill problem. You got a vehicle problem, okay? It's not the skill that you have that is the problem. It's the vehicle that you've chosen is the problem. And if it's the vehicle that you've chosen, it is the problem. No matter how hard you work, no matter how good you are, no matter how skilled, no matter how talented, it's like sometimes you just got to change the aiming point. Same skill, different problem, right? And we go back to the money changes hands when problems are solved. In my life, what I've uncovered by coaching so many people is, gosh, there's a lot of big problems that can be solved. And once you have this clarity over the primary skill, you start going, my skill could solve that problem. My skill could solve that problem. Now, choosing that problem, Lakin and Jim, is so critical. It's like, what problem do I want to wake up and solve in the world? That would bring me the most joy, most happiness, most income, right? It's like the most profitable problem that you could solve, but there's internal profit and there's external profit. So if you just joined us, go back and watch this. This is a really good one. It's called Choosing an Aiming Point. An aiming point is where you're trying to go. I would call it A to B, but I like aiming point because you can pivot the aiming point. It's like, oh yeah, we were going this way. Tailwinds have happened. Now we're going that way. And that is actually a much bigger opportunity than where we were going. Okay. I always use Cardone as an example because Cardone's coaching people, doing it this way. Then he figures out one day, I could never build $1 billion coaching company, but I could build $1 billion real estate company. What if the coaching people introduced me to people and those people became investors in the real estate company? And now I go over here. What he really did is just change the aiming point because he had big revelations. Well, I've been doing this a long time, 30-something years, 25 years professionally coaching people. I see the big opportunities by working with people. In the old days, it's just I'm coaching people. In the new days, it's like I'm coaching people and I'm partnering with people and I'm looking at bigger plays and I'm looking at where the aiming point needs to go. And I would encourage you, follow the trend and follow the opportunities with your skill. Same skill solves a different problem. Okay, so go back and watch this. It's called Choosing an Aiming Point. If you saw, we just released a new merchandise line. I'm really excited about this because for years I've been wearing other people's merchandise, right? Like this, people sent this to me, but now we have our own merchandise. It's got our own quotes. Go to bed tired, wake up hungry. It all goes to zero at midnight. Everything you've heard me say is on shirts and mugs and stickers, and it's just a way to identify with a brand and go, you know what? I line up with that, man. There's nothing like wearing a shirt that says I go to bed tired and I wake up hungry. It all goes to zero at midnight, right? Like it just reminds you of who you are. It's like, boom, I'm a person that's consistent. I'm a person that shows up. I'm a person that does what I said I'm going to do. I'm a person that sees something through to its conclusion. I'm a person that sees it through. So merchandise line is out. You can go to coachburt.com. I posted it last night. The new book, 8-Figure Skills, is for all the frustrated people, right? It's like you're an 8-figure person stuck in a 6-figure vehicle, or a 7-figure person, or a 6-figure person stuck in a 5-figure vehicle. It's about finding a skill and finding a problem, okay? I'm Coach Burt. Everybody needs a coach. Love you guys, and make it a great day.